Let's be honest. If you've ever felt that sinking feeling when a complex network goes down, you know the pressure. Well, today, we're going to talk about ditching that frantic, panicked guesswork. We're going to introduce a structured, powerful method for solving even the most tangled NSX problems. So picture this. The pressure is on, alarms are going off, dashboards are just a sea of red, and you're completely lost. Your gut reaction, right? It's probably to dive headfirst into the deepest, most complicated log files you can find. But that's almost always the slowest way to actually get to the solution.
So what's the alternative to just guessing? We're going to introduce a really simple but incredibly powerful mental model that brings order to all that chaos. Think of it as a method designed to help you slice right through the noise and find the root cause faster, pretty much every single time.
So what is this thing, the troubleshooting funnel? It's not really a tool you install, it's more of a mindset. It's a systematic way of thinking that guides you from that initial state of confusion all the way to clarity. Okay, here's the secret sauce. At its core, the troubleshooting funnel is all about methodical thinking. And the crucial shift is in the very first question you ask yourself. Instead of panicking and asking, "What's broken?" you start by proving what is working. I know it sounds backward, but that tiny change in perspective, it makes all the difference. The whole process really breaks down into 4 simple steps. First, you confirm the scope. How big is this problem? Are we talking about one VM or is the entire data center on fire? Second, you identify the most likely layer. Where do you think the problem is living? Third, you run a simple proof test, something like a pings to the gateway, something small that can cut your possibilities in half, just like that. And only then, once you've narrowed it all down, do you finally dig into those complex logs. All right, let's double-click on that second step, identifying the layer. In a network, honestly, the best way to do this is to just understand the journey a single packet takes through the NSX environment. We call it walking the packet path. You've got to think like a packet. Now, don't worry, you don't need to have every single component memorized. The key is just having a mental map of the major intersections, the places where a packet's fate is decided. Is it a simple switching issue on the segment? Or maybe a routing problem at the Tier 1 gateway? Or is it just getting flat out blocked by a firewall rule? Each of these is a distinct layer that you can test one by one. Okay, theory is great, but let's get real for a second. Let's apply this to a classic, real-world problem that I'm sure you've all faced. You know the one, that dreaded ticket that says, "It's only broken for some of our users." Ugh. See, this is the funnel in action. Just by comparing a working VM to a broken one, you are immediately narrowing the scope. Are they on the same host? If they are, you can probably rule out a host-specific issue. Are they in different security groups? Well, then the problem is probably a firewall policy. You see? These simple questions let you build a really sharp hypothesis before you've even touched a single log file. So the funnel doesn't just guide us toward the right path. It also helps us avoid some really common traps. And these are the pitfalls that even very experienced engineers, I'm talking about the best of us, can fall into when the pressure is really on. Oh man, we've all been here. You're staring at a screen that's just a sea of green lights. The health dashboard is screaming that everything is perfect, and yet, your phone keeps ringing off the hook because traffic is absolutely failing. This is easily one of the most frustrating traps out there. And here's the crucial lesson from that, and it's a big one. A healthy control plane does not guarantee a functioning data plane. Just because a component is configured correctly and it's reporting itself as up, doesn't mean it's actually forwarding packets the way you think it is. You absolutely have to test the actual path. And here are a few more. Jumping into logs first, that's like trying to find a needle in a haystack before you even know which haystack to search. Or ignoring that traffic might take a different path on the way back, that's path asymmetry, that can break all kinds of stateful things like firewalls. And of course, using the wrong tool for the job. Every one of these mistakes comes from jumping to a conclusion instead of just following the funnel. And this brings us to choosing the right tool. You shouldn't pick a tool just based on habit. You pick it based on the specific question you need to answer right now. Is the problem systemic? Well, check platform health. Is your configuration actually active? Look at the topology. Do you need to find the exact spot a packet is being dropped? That's when you finally run a trace. So, okay, let's bring all this together. Let's put a bow on it. How do you actually move from being a reactive troubleshooter, a firefighter, to being a methodical problem solver, a detective? This is the big shift in thinking. Let's be real, modern networks are way too complex for any one person to know everything. It's just not possible. Your real value, your superpower, isn't memorizing every command. It's having a reliable, repeatable process for isolating and solving any problem that comes your way.
If you remember just one thing from this whole explainer, please let it be this. Your job is to apply structure to chaos. It's about systematically and logically narrowing down all the possibilities until the root cause has nowhere left to hide. That's the real power of the funnel.
So, I'll just leave you with that thought. As our networks get more and more complex, our troubleshooting methods have to get simpler and smarter. The real challenge is to replace that frantic clicking and guessing with the focused, calm clarity of the funnel. Give it a try on your next problem. I think you'll really see the difference.